That was Prince Kiss. So just an hour or so ago, the Congress passed the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. It's very interesting because it's the first time in American history or recent American history where the people that were stimulated were from the middle down. If you recall, the last stim package was handled by Donald Trump. He wanted to be able to have it with no oversight. So you will see the Lakers got a bunch of money, IHOP got a bunch of money, Kanye got a bunch of money. It didn't trickle down. This is the first time a stimulus was ever aimed at the middle down. The very first time. There's a child tax credit, which will instantly lift about 1 million people out of poverty. If you have children now, you're going to start getting a tax credit for it. It has $5 billion in it for black farmers who never get anything. It has subsidies for schools and small businesses. Some of the restaurants is aimed at saving the smaller business. So in other words, it went from the middle down. You know, we bailed out everybody before. We bailed out airlines over and over again, big businesses over and over again. And let me tell you, if Donald Trump is in office, this does not happen because the Republicans who right now, not one of them voted for it, even though 80% of Democrats want it, 70% of independent, 60% of Republicans, because the people in office, not a one voted for it. Because they don't see a value in giving money to people who aren't their wealthy donors. Right now, all those people who were against and saying he's fake, I'll tell you what, if Biden is fake, give the check back. If he ain't really president, don't cast the check. Because if he ain't really president, he doesn't have the right to give you the money that you say he's holding on a legal office. Because as I recall, on the 4th, Donald Trump didn't sweep back into the office and sign his name on those checks. Matter of fact, Biden didn't sign his name on those checks because that's your money. And it's the first time it was ever allocated the way it was to shore up the Affordable Health Care Act for those people who are worried about having their benefits cut off. You get an extra, many people get an extra $1,400. They get ancillary benefit for their unemployment. This is the first time in history it's ever been aimed at the poor and middle class, ever before in history. And it would not have happened. It wouldn't have happened had not Georgia and Arizona gone blue. It doesn't happen because they still hold the Senate and they don't move forward with this. They wring their hands and go, we can't do anything about it. So all those people in Georgia who stood in line, thank you. All those people in Michigan who stood in line, thank you. All those people in Pennsylvania who stood in line, thank you. Those people in that small district in Nebraska who stood in line, thank you. Those people in Arizona, thank you. Those people in Nevada, thank you. Again, once again, black, brown, and young people saved this country from itself. It saved it from itself because what people don't seem to understand is whatever is good for black and brown people generally helps America. Because whatever we get, they get more of it. So all those people who were poo-pooing this, it was very popular even among Republicans. But if they hold office, they don't pass this because they're beholden to one thing, and that's the very wealthy. So when you are cashing your checks and when you're getting your child care benefits and when black farmers are being repatriated, your schools are being fixed, the coronavirus is being dealt with and mitigated to the best, to a large degree. Thank you to all those black, brown, and young people who made this happen. It is so disturbing to people that instead of doing anything, they're fixing an election that doesn't work. We don't have water systems that work, but we're fixing an election that does work. We'll make sure that you can't vote before we make sure you have clean water. And they did it for this very reason, because of your dedication, because of what you did, because of the things you sacrificed. This is a better place for a lot of people. Now, it can't stay that way. It always has to. We always have to fight for it. But all those people who stood in line, all those people who changed things, because I'm telling you, if the Democrats do not have the Senate, they wring their hands, and this is much smaller than it needs to be. It's much smaller. And the people who get it aren't you. The people who get the benefit aren't you. Remember, you got your $600 check. Now, in between a month and a half, last 3 months, 4 months, you got $2,000. And now your extended unemployment benefits, what did they want to do? They didn't want to do any of that. Last time, they gave it to whoever they wanted to with no account. He got to just give it to his friends. How many people do you know that got it that didn't need it? And how many people that needed it didn't get it? Thank you very much for your perseverance. Thank you for your believing, even though you were jaundiced and you didn't necessarily understand it. Thank you for hoping. Thank you for trying. And thank you for Donald Trump for being the most horrible man in the history of this nation, so that it drove people to do something we never have done before. Vote early. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.